It was a busy week for Puerto Rico. They scraped by. What's ahead?
Yeah, it's not been an easy holiday week at all for investors there. So, I mean, what we're looking at now is we're sort of ending up in this new period where we're having investors start to think about how to adapt to the new Puerto Rico strategy. We'll see Puerto Rico really work on this plan to restructure its debts. That said it's going to have that out by August 30th. You will see PREPA, which is the one that avoided default yesterday. Those negotiations will go on to at least September 1st.
Puerto Rican debt is, at least at some point, considered triple tax-free, correct? Which is one of the reasons why it was always popular with retail investors. What about the insurance that backstops these debt payments?
So that, I mean, the bond insurers are having some difficulty with all of these restructurings. They may be the ones that would suffer most and be on the hook for
Assured Guarantee, MBIA.
Yeah, all of and Syncora, all of those three would have difficulties if indeed there were defaults down the line.
So these investors that I mentioned, the short guys, they sort of seem to be gearing up for a legal fight. What's next there? What's the latest on the legal front?
Yeah, we've been reporting on different creditor groups that have been forming. There's one for the COFINA bonds, which is backed by sales tax. They've actually hired a law firm, which is known for litigation, to figure out what to do there, and that'll be for defensive strategies.
Yeah, and remind us, who are some of the big names that are short Puerto Rico?
I'm not sure who's exactly short Puerto Rico, but in terms of who's invested, who would be affected by all of these negotiations, I mean, you've got distressed firms like Appaloosa, you have Franklin in there, Oppenheimer, so those mutual funds as well, and then you've got, you know, even bigger guys like just anybody you can think of, Brigade.
If you happen to hold Puerto Rican debt, what are the experts telling you to do, these investors? Are they holding on to it? Because, I mean, it'll be worth something maybe sometime or as part of a restructuring or get paid out because of the insurance.
I think you're seeing certain, especially mutual funds, still be very shy to go in, and if they don't have a position already, to buy again. The people who are interested in buying are people who really look at recoveries and figure out a distressed play, because they're the ones that can say, based on this kind of probability, I think I'm going to get back this kind of recovery. And that's not usually the analysis you see for certain mutual funds.
What's the role for the federal government in all of this?
So there's a lot of things that they could do, right? I mean, they could guarantee the debt if indeed they wanted. But I think the bigger push that we're seeing here is Congress is coming in and saying, look, let's look at this. Let's see if we want to do this, you know, Chapter 9. And then investors are saying, is there going to be a super Chapter 9, which is, since Puerto Rico, for some people, feel like it's sort of like a state, you know, super Chapter 9 would actually allow Puerto Rico to do a little bit more than states are allowed to do in bankruptcy court.
All right, super Chapter 9. That was a perfect segue. I've never heard of that, but Laura Keller, thank you so much. New phrase. All right.